We've got an Xbox double feature this week. We'll talk about all the titles coming to Game Pass right now, plus a look at the Xbox Partners Showcase for a ton of exciting things to come.
And it's my favorite time of the year. Award season is here, and the Game Awards announced their nominees, and we're gonna announce the winners. Well, what we think are gonna be the winners right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there every single Monday. Unless there's a weird tree falling over power outage situation, we're bringing you all the biggest things from the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is Erector Red, and I am joined this week and every week by this man, Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Doing all right. Yeah, it's a kind of a miracle we were able to get the last week's episode out at all, because we were literally, it was 10 minutes after we stopped recording.
That's crazy.
Yeah, everything just died. Probably 4 hours or so till it came back on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think we were commenting that it was a windy day, and yep, shit happens. But yeah, very special Monday night episode of it. Still came out on Monday, so it doesn't, we're splitting hairs now. But yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe that yeah, very happy we got that in. Very happy to be back here. It's one of my favorite episodes when we talk about the Game Awards and we make our picks for the winners, and then paired that with, like, there was a awesome Xbox showcase we get to talk about too. So I'm thrilled to be here. Yeah. What have you been up to?
Yeah, not a whole lot, gaming wise. Just playing as much Battlefield 6 as I can, just here and there. But it was another one of those weeks where, like, there's a huge update I didn't know about on Tuesday, and just the timing of my stuff, it ends up being like Friday before I can touch it, and Saturday before I can really get into it. So hasn't been a whole lot, but I did jump back into a little more Battle Royale. I did okay when it was doomed from the start. We had the first person who died on our squad just leave. So it's like 3v the world. Another guy dies, quits. So it's down to me and one guy. I'm able to revive him. He dies one more time from behind because I know there's this squad that just landed a helicopter behind us. But I'm just hitting these missions really fast because that's one of my goals that I'm supposed to be doing, is like finish so many missions in Battle Royale. So I keep doing it, and they're like easy. It's like run to these 3 things, I knife them, they're gone, and then I unlocked some kind of treasure chest, and in that treasure chest was like the keys to a tank, and I already knew where the tank vehicle was, or I assumed, so I went over there. It starts unfolding because you got to wait on it just so other people have a chance to kill you before you can get in the thing you earned. But the fire was way too close at that point, so I didn't even get to get in the tank. It just exploded by the time the truck even opened for me to get into it. And yeah, I died not too long after that. But for like pretty much being solo on that one, I didn't think it was a bad run. I'm having a little bit of fun with it. I don't think I'm going to like main Battle Royale anytime soon, but it's fun.
Sure. Yeah, you were so down on it. I liked hearing that you got in there and changed. You're like, that's that Warzone bullshit. So yeah, it sounds like it's a little bit more enjoyable than that. So that's very cool. I started a new game, Absolum. It's not really a new game. Came out maybe a couple months ago. But we've talked about it before. It's like that side-scrolling like beat 'em up. That's also a roguelike from Dotemu. It got nominated for a Game Award, so they put it on sale, and I've just been kind of waiting for a sale price. So it was 15% off. Turns out I did actually have like another game in. You know how Steam does those bundles, complete your collection bundles, which are the greatest things ever. And then so I'm like, oh, I have the other one. So it was even less. So I've been playing that. I'm about 6 hours I put into it. and it is fun. It's hard, but like the gameplay, the mechanic, it keeps pulling me back in for like, okay, now I've upgraded this. I'm gonna go do one more run and see how far I could get on this. Right now, it starts out you only unlock 2 characters, but man, it is fun. I'm very glad that I got it and I'm checking it out. So we'll see how that um, factors into my picks for the Game Awards during that section. I think they're nominated for like Best Indie Game or something like that. I don't know. And then, I'm not even going to really talk about it yet because I just started playing it this morning. But it's a game that just came out the other day, the 21st, called Speed Demons 2. It's like this very arcadey, like side scroller racing game.
Mhm.
Take a look at it, dude, because it's hard to really describe. It's very, very simple, but it is like you just have to weave in and out. Like there's racing, there's where you have to like win the race. Obviously, there's some where you have to outrun something. There's something where they're trying to smash up your car and you have to just survive. And it's really just like avoiding other cars. So it's kind of just mostly like that. But I played it for an hour and a half. It's fun. I want to talk about it, but I'm gonna wait until I get a little bit more into it. But yeah, it's interesting. It's a fun, like simple racer. So I'll have more thoughts on it next week. All right, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's start things off with some new releases from this past week. All right, first up, Forestrike came out on PC and Nintendo Switch. This one I had no knowledge of other than when I like opened Open Critic to see like, hey, what are some new games? And this one was listed there, and it immediately drew me in, and I was like, oh my god, this game, like I'm gonna put it right on my wish list. So it's a martial arts game. It's a roguelite. And it's kind of like a puzzle game because the premise is you have to use this ability called foresight in order to kind of put together a perfect run where like you got all these things attacking you from all sides, and it's just kind of like a 2D pixely side scroller image. And they're coming at you, so you use this foresight. It's basically just you're practicing. You're getting all of the things down. You're memorizing where they're going to come from, and then finally you could do it in reality. And then you go through and you try to put together the best combo of martial arts in order to get through that battle. And then you go on to the next one. There's 5 different schools of martial arts with different masters that like you learn different techniques, and everything I'm reading is that it's very much like a great, like one of the best martial arts games because of the way that it kind of all like fits together and blends everything together, even though it's a very simple, very 2D pixel game. But like it takes the idea of martial arts very seriously and blends them all together really well with this gameplay. So yeah, I was super excited to check it out. It's only like $10, but I just got a game, so I'm gonna wait a little bit. It's at a 78 on Open Critic. So yeah, it looks really interesting.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to check this out after I added it?
Yeah, I looked at the trailers and stuff on I think it was Steam for that one. Yeah, it's an interesting concept because it's reminding me of something like Prince of Persia, where like if you mess up, you can kind of rewind and redo. But this being like you're not reacting, you're just kind of figuring that out from the beginning and then seeing how your run goes.
Yeah, it's a great like way to interpret martial arts, because you do always see those, and it's in like a martial arts movie. It is about that choreography flowing from one move to the next, not so much in real life where
so
you're going to
Sherlock
punch
Holmes,
in the face or something.
The new Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. where he's
Robert Downey,
I'm going to punch him in the back of the throat and then his head's going to swing 30 degrees.
Yeah, I liked the way they did that because you never really think of like Sherlock Holmes as like a badass fighter dude, but like when they do that and put all together and it kind of works out, that was always fun. So yeah, check out Forestrike. Next up, Demon School came out November 19th on all the things. This is a tactical role-playing game. Again, pixel art style graphics. This one's kind of like a retro horror story. It's got like a little bit of a Persona vibe too, in that like as you're playing through this role-playing game, you have to go to school and do stuff like that to find other characters to join your party. And again, then they have different abilities and that sort of thing. But everything I'm hearing is that the story is fantastic. The whole aesthetic of it is really cool. And the tactical role-playing side, it's interesting. It's a very good way of doing a tactical role-playing game. The one downside I have heard is that it does maybe towards end game, the battle gets repetitive. But other than that, it's getting great reviews. Again, 79 on OpenCritic. So this is another one that's on my wish list now that I've kind of gotten a little bit more into the tactical role-playing games. Still not like super high on my list of games I'm into, but the vibe of this one, because it's retro horror, a little Stranger Things-ish. It looks cool. So I'll check it out at some point.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering on this one. I don't know if you got an answer or not, but like, how much meat is on the bone there, like gameplay wise? Is it like a 10-hour game?
That's a good question. I think I was reading some of the Steam reviews, and I think it was more than that. I don't have an exact number, but I think I would guess maybe 12 to 15. But I think, again, reading the reviews, it was the perfect. It was just enough, because towards the end, like I said, they were getting sick of the battle system.
Yeah.
The story was good, and I think if you're able to tell a good story in that, and then yeah, I think that's good. So, all right, then last up, Kirby Air Riders came out on Nintendo Switch 2 on November 20th. This is the sequel to Kirby Air Ride. Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of that, is back to do this one, so everybody's really excited about that. And it's like a kart racer, basically. It's got 21 different characters, a bunch of different vehicles, all with different, stats. But the premise of this is it's very simple. Like you don't have to control, like you control the direction of the vehicle, but it's always going. The gas is always pressed down. You really just have to try to fill your boost and then use your boost accordingly, and then also fill your special. Each character has a different special that they can use to change the tide of the race. And then there are, like, in addition to like the races, there's battles, there's different in-game events that you can do. There's a whole story mode for a single player, and then there is multiplayer, local online multiplayer. So it's got a lot of stuff in there. This one's at an 81 on OpenCritic. It's also a, one of those where it's like, it still hurts paying, when you see the price tag of these Switch games, more so, like, because then it's like, okay, it's a little Kirby card game. In reality, should be $40, right? In a perfect world.
Yeah,
and then you see
the
it's like
problem with a lot of
70,
these.
80 or whatever. Yeah.
You've got some games that feel like they're worth that full price tag, like maybe Yoshi's Crafted Island or something, like fully fleshed out games.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've got these things that just don't feel like it's not a full game experience. It feels like a $30 or $40 kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's weird now that I'm shifting way more so into the PC game world and buying my games through Steam. This game, it would never, like, if it was a Steam game, granted it wouldn't be Kirby or whatever, but if this game came out anywhere other than Nintendo, it would get laughed out of the room if they asked over $40. So it's interesting, but I'm just happy more good games for the Switch 2. That's what they need, especially coming into the holiday season. System sellers, they got to get that system moving. They've only sold, I don't know, a few hundred million. I don't even know how many.
Well, I mean,
a lot.
We're almost exactly a month away from Christmas, and does the lineup on the Switch 2 make you any closer than when it launched to wanting one or needing one?
No. Nope. The only game that I really want that's Switch 2 specific is Donkey Kong Bonanza. That game looks fun. I've always been a big fan of the Donkey Kong. I know it's different. Like, so my son really wants the new Pokemon, which is also available on the previous gen, like the Switch 1. So, yeah, so there's nothing really calling me from the Switch 2, you know?
Same with like all the full titles that have released. And I think the one thing that would have sold one to our household here was a Animal Crossing. If they would have added a little more to that Switch 2 part that you couldn't get on the Switch 1, but the two are so similar. I don't really care if 8 people can visit your island or 14 or whatever the numbers were. The similarities
not enough.
Yeah, you can still do so much of that on the Switch, which I'm thankful for, because I don't want to have to run out and buy a brand new console to play a few things that could have been on the Switch. But at the same time, like, that's how they could have got us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like my son keeps asking for one for Christmas still, and I don't know, man. There's really not he wants it for one specific thing, and it's not even a new game. It's an add-on for an existing game. So the previous Kirby game has like one of those, you pay $20 and it unlocks more.
Yeah.
That's all he wants. He wants more Kirby. So it's tough, man. So yeah, we'll see. This one looks good though. It's definitely adding to the library of these first-party Nintendo games that are making it more and more appealing. But as a owner of every other console, I'm not trying to get Cyberpunk on the Switch 2 or something like that, So the only games I'm into are the first-party games, and there's just not enough of them. So, like with the Wii, when everybody was making those, and you could only play like these weird motion control games on there, it was different, Yeah. Every other game that they're selling for the Switch 2, it doesn't have like fun mechanics that are drawing me to that specific console. So I'm just going to get it on PlayStation. So I don't know.
Need some good like third-party games that take advantage of all the Switch 2's little quirks, like the mouse controllers and things like that. Give us Carnival Games 5.
Exactly. Yes, I want more of the shovelware that was everywhere during the Wii era, or just more wheelchair basketball. Just give me more of that.
Horse Tamer 3.
Yes. All right. That is it for our new releases from this past week. It's time to get into our news of the week. All right. The Game Awards nominees have been announced. And as always, during this time of year, we're going to run through fairly quickly all the nominees for all the categories and make our picks for them.
Yeah, I'm gonna be live voting as we go through. I'm on the website right now.
Okay, yeah, all right. I like that. Me too. I gotta pull it up. All right. So here we go. We're gonna go through all the nominees. We're gonna skip the ones that nobody gives a shit about, esports, whatever. Who cares? I don't even know why those still exist in this world. I mean, I get it, but whatever. And we're gonna start this today with our most anticipated game. And the nominees for that are 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. What? I know it. I'm not even going to ask what yours is. I don't even need to ask what yours is.
And I think a pointless category.
I really think they're both the same because it's GTA 6. Yeah. Correct?
GTA 6 100% of the time.
The other ones don't. I mean, I am very excited for Marvel's Wolverine, but I feel like the other ones don't even come close, right? To the anticipation that we have for these games. Like, not even close. All right, moving on. Adaptation. We've got a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Death Watch, The Last of Us Season 2, and the movie Until Dawn. I feel like I know your pick on this one also.
What do you think?
Is it Minecraft?
I think so, and I know that's probably unpopular, but yeah, I liked Last of Us. I really did. It's a very good show.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about adaptations, that it's pretty much just going with the source material. Whereas Minecraft was, I feel, a little harder to pull off because you're talking about a game that has a little bit of a story to it, through the subtext that you create. So,
Right.
as far as what it is, I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people hated on it, and it's a little quirky, but I liked it.
It's my pick too. I thought it was so much fun. I had a great time with it, and then also like it helps that I've never seen the Devil May Cry
Yeah,
animated series
same.
or the Splinter Cell one. Until Dawn was pretty mid, and then The Last of Us Season 2 was not nearly as good as Season 1, I thought. Still very good, but yeah, to me, Minecraft movie. It's theirs to lose. All right, next up, Best Multiplayer. We've got Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction. This is where it's getting a little tough for me. Like with the multiplayer category, when I think multiplayer, I think a game that I'm getting together with my friends and we're all playing the game, whether it's Battlefield, Arc Raiders, whatever. Split Fiction is a 2-player multiplayer. I get it's probably maybe the best game on this list, but I don't feel like it fits this category.
Right. It should be in a different category for like couch co-op or something.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I'm going to go with Peak because I've had the most fun playing that, just yelling with my friends, just like, falling off mountains. I thought that's a lot of fun.
I mean, I've only played Battlefield 6 out of this, but I'm very interested in Arc Raiders. I can see myself getting into it had I the time or the willingness to buy it. Peak, I heard a lot of good stuff. I've seen some really funny videos of it, but it's kind of like just one of those games. It's like a blip on the radar for a little bit, and it's kind of gone. It's not even got like
and it's one note.
Yeah.
It's the most fun I've had, but it's very, very simple. One note. But you're right.
And then I've not played the Elden Ring game, but that's another one where it had a lot of hype for a little bit. Now you don't hear so much about it. Had I tried Arc Raiders, maybe my answer would be different, but Battlefield 6 is what I'm going with because I think this is like a rebirth of the franchise. It's past Call of Duty numbers and everything. It's like just impressive what's going on with it right now.
Absolutely. I agree. It's crushing. All right. Best sports racing game. EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World Rematch, or Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I can say that I have not played any of these, so I will be going with my gut. And my gut says Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. When that came out, we talked about how people were saying this could be the best kart racer to come out this year in a year that Mario Kart came out. So I'm just going based on that statement alone. I have heard great things about Rematch, but it is a soccer game, and I will never pick a soccer game.
Yeah, I was thinking about this category a little bit. Why are racing games and traditional sports games in the same category anyway? Feel like those could easily be two separate things. But,
sure.
Okay. I can't vote for Sonic. I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm Team Mario.
Oh, shit, dude. It goes deep. It goes deep. Yeah. All right. So are you picking Mario then?
Yes.
It's either Mario or Sonic. And it's not F1. I know we know that answer. All right. Well, that was easier than I thought it would be. All right. Best sim or strategy game. We've got Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles, Jurassic World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, The Altars, and 2 Point Museum. What are your thoughts on the best sim or strategy game?
Well, it just so happens that the only game out of this category I've ever played is the one I'm going to go for, which is The Altars. And even if I had played some of the others, The Altars is one of those games where I've had experiences in it that I've never had in a game before. I've never seen a game be able to kind of blow my mind on a way that this did, just because of the tiny little details. I was able to thread the needle just to get where I needed to be before it was too late. And the actions leading up to that changed the story going forward. It changed cutscenes in the game, the way people interact with each other, and I was just extremely impressed about it. And it's one of those games that I'll gush about for years to come.
Yeah, that's one that I always forget about. I keep meaning to go back to it and try it out more, and I just keep. It's never like on my mind. But the time that I did put in there, it was a very enjoyable experience. But for me, I'm just gonna go with Final Fantasy Tactics because I'm surrounded by people that love this game and never shut up about this game. So I feel like there's got to be a reason that that is the way it is. So
Oh, peer
um,
pressure, huh?
yeah, if I
They might
pick
beat you
anything
up.
but them, they will not be my friend anymore. All right, next up, best family game: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. This was another tough one. Um, so the category says for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. So for this category, we're thinking the best one to play with your family, I guess. Um, so
That's a
yeah,
toughie.
I think I'm gonna go with Donkey Kong for this one. I haven't really played it, and I want to say Split Fiction because this game it looks, but it's like again, it's another one where it's rated T for teen. There's nothing really bad in it, but like all these other games I could play with my, you know, 7-year-old son and not have to worry about. But
The only
yeah, I'm
reason I
going with
wouldn't go
Donkey
with some
Kong.
of these, yeah, Donkey Kong, like it's multiplayer or co-op. Does it have it? And is it like just limited to two?
I think it's just two, and it's very. I think it's very limited too. I think like it's one of those where maybe the second controller doesn't have the full. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's why I'm kind of going against Donkey Kong, Lego Voyager,
mhm.
Split Fiction on this because I don't. When you say family game, I don't think we're limiting it to two people. If you want the whole
Yeah,
family to get around, Mario Kart's going to be great for you. Sonic's going to be great for you. But I feel like Lego Party is the modern answer to like Mario Party, and I think that's the most fun I would have if the whole family's over on the couch and we want to play a game together. I think Lego Party's the one I'd have to go with.
that's a good answer, dude. You got me rethinking mine, but once it's locked in, it's locked in. But
Yeah.
I really like that. I like that take on it because even like a Voyagers looks to be awesome, but again, yeah, that's just that's just a co-op game. So they need a best couch co-op game or best co-op game um
Yeah, and a party game.
category. Yeah. All right. Next up, best fighting game. We've got 2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. This one I'm just gonna guess. I have no horse in this race. Um, Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
That's yeah. Out of pure ignorance of like half of these games, I'm just gonna go with that because I know that it's bringing back some of the classic retro games,
Yep.
and that sounds like a lot of fun. So it's the game I would play out of
Yeah.
these.
Right. And Capcom, they're like, if you talk about who is one of the best in fighting games, Capcom is right up there. I know like 2XKO is the one that I'm most excited for because it's the characters from League of Legends and Arcane, which is one of my favorite shows. So that's a cool fighting game that I would love to check out. But I haven't heard a ton of like amazing things about it. So and then same thing with the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Like I love the idea of watching some of the documentary parts of that, but like I haven't heard great things about the actual gameplay. All right, next up, best RPG. This is a big one. It's a big year for RPGs. Avowed, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2. I'm just going to put it right out there. This is going to be the first of many times that I say Claire Obscure Expeditions 33.
Right.
It's my game of the year. It's my favorite role playing game, so it's an easy pick for me.
Yeah, I've not played anything on the list, but the one that I've heard the most about, the one that was the most like the biggest upset in the industry, because maybe the timing of like other crappy games coming out that were supposed to be from quadruple A studios and $80, and this coming out like below the normal price point and just shocking everybody. Claire Obscure
Yeah,
Expedition 33, that's going to be the pick.
absolutely. All right, next up, best action adventure game. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Fiction. Kick things off here. What do you think for this one?
The only one of these that I have played is the Indiana Jones The Great Circle, and I was not impressed by it at all, and will never be picking that up again. Split Fiction kind of sounds good to me. As far as, I mean, if we're thinking about best action adventure, and I just don't know if it's as niche kind of Ghost of Yotei, but maybe that's what's working against Ghost of Yotei here. I heard a lot of good stuff. I know there was a lot of anticipation for that game. Well, same with the Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Right.
But I didn't get the hype, and I never heard the hype after it actually released. So,
Sure.
I don't know. But I hear great things about Split Fiction. I hear it could be a possible game of the year. So I would think that that would be the standout from this category.
That's the one I'm going with as well, Split Fiction. It's tough, like, I mean, in this category, to go against Hollow Knight Silk Song or Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, which are both, like, you know, amazingly, two of the best reviewed games of the season. I mean, I guess Split Fiction is as well. But, you know, we so long anticipated both of those games. And it's funny then to pick Split Fiction, the one that just kind of, you know, it's not based on an existing IP and it's just out there. And it's like, it's cool. I like that. You know, Joseph Fares and Hayes like are putting out these amazing games and every year seem to do really well and are fun to play. All right. And different from action adventure category, now we got the best action game. This one is for the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. The nominees are Battlefield 6, Doom the Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It's weird, man. Hades 2 seems like an outlier in these games. You know, it's like a isometric kind of top-down-ish, cel-shaded, cartoony thing, and then you've got all these super graphically intensive, like, game. Well, maybe not Shinobi, but you know, so it seems weird. It's considered one of the best games out of there, but I think as far as like action focused primarily on combat, I'm gonna go with Battlefield 6 for this one.
I would go with Battlefield 6 and do the same thing I do every year with Call of Duty, where like anytime it pops up in a category, I'm probably going to go with it because it's my flavor of the month. But I feel like when you're talking about it's primarily focused on combat, Battlefield 6 is that sort of bread and butter first-person shooter, that experience that I get out of every Call of Duty and every Battlefield year after year. There's nothing crazy that's really setting it apart. It's just done really well with new maps, new modes, new guns, stuff like that. The one thing on this list that I really would have liked to have checked out and I think stands out from most of the other games right now is that Doom Dark Ages. I like the setting. It does something for me.
Yeah, that was one I was thinking too, because the combat in that is so much fun and it's so crazy over the top that I was like, man, it's got to be that. It's probably gonna be Hades, but you know, I'm not picking it. All right, next up, best VR and AR games. We got Alien Rogue Incursion, Arcane Age, Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk. Rolling dice for this one. I'm gonna go with Arcane Age.
Gotcha.
I know nothing about it. I don't even know what that is.
I feel like the AR and VR genre is still so niche because just, you know, the small population of gamers have the hardware to even do it. But I don't know if this is even an AR or VR specific game. Midnight Walk, I'm pretty sure it was available to
it was
play
both,
on flat screens too. It looks like a game that looks very interesting to play, and I bet getting in there in VR would be spooky as fuck. So that'd be my pick.
Yeah, it's a good one. I don't like Marvel's Deadpool VR. Like literally just came out like a couple days ago. So I don't, unless there was something that was up before that. I don't know. Yeah, Midnight Walk. It's cool. It's got that fucking lamp or pot or something that talks. Can't beat that. All right, best mobile game. We've got Destiny Rising, Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Musumi, Pretty Derby, or Wuthering Waves. Any thoughts?
This one, no, I've not played any of these, really not heard any, but maybe Sonic Rumble. On this one, I'd maybe just defer to the experts, and everybody loves those Persona 5 games, so I'll assume they're doing it
Yeah,
right.
it's hard to pick against a Persona game, but it's funny because I've never heard of this Persona game. I'm gonna go with this Uma Musumi Pretty Derby because I think it's about little anime girls and horses, and those are a combination that can't be beat.
Right.
Uma Musumi. All right, next up, best debut indie game. We've got Blueprints, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Despelote, and Dispatch. Some great games in this one, man. But again, I gotta go with Claire Obscure.
Yeah.
The other ones, as good as they are, they don't compare.
Yeah. Dispatch really came out of the gate with some talent in the voice acting, and it's very interesting. Got people talking, but I mean, not as much as Claire Obscure.
Yeah, right. I mean, this like as for like a new independent studio, like that puts Sandfall like on the map where everybody is so excited to see what comes out of Sandfall next. You know, it's really exciting. All right, next up we got best indie. Absolum, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. This is a tough one.
Right. You said you played Absolum pretty recently.
That's the one, yeah, that I got into this week. It's a lot of fun. I mean, like, I don't know, dude. This is, you got Claire Obscure, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song in the same category, which are, you know, three of the biggest games of the year. And then the other three, I enjoyed the hell out of. Blueprints, Absolum, and Ball Pit, enjoyed the hell out of. So it's like, this is a tough game. And it feels weird also calling Claire Obscure Expedition 33 an indie game. In the grand scheme of things, I get it, but like, it's one of these games is not like the other. You know, it's one of those situations.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed my time in Ball Pit. Got the platinum on that. I never would have stuck around for that had I not. And most of these others, I just haven't had the chance to try out, and some of them I don't know if I'd be interested. But for the same reasons that Claire Obscure has taken like 3 votes already, I think I'm going to go with it again, just because out of every game that's been talked about this year, and we've had a lot of independent games, this has been like the year of the independent game. People pitching the AAAs and just looking at these things that some of them never would have had an audience, like Megabonk. How is that even like something we're talking about?
Right.
But out of that field of things, I think Claire Obscure is the one that I hear the most about, the most praise.
Yeah, I gotta go with you on that too. Just because the category is still best game to come like out of all of these, you know, this one is just, they just happen to be outside of the normal publishing, you know, sphere. So like, I'm still considering that to be the best game, so I can't not pick it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, best community support: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. I love that No Man's Sky is still nominated every year for this. It's pretty great. Community support. So this is recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. That being said, I gotta go Fortnite. No one's doing it like Fortnite's doing it. This recent Simpsons update, like, people were talking about that everywhere for so long, and it's like, it's still Fortnite, but it's like, it's constantly in the news, in the discussions.
Sure.
And I can't say the same thing about the other ones.
That's true. Yeah, and I was going to say No Man's Sky. They're doing it like nobody else is doing it. Whereas Fortnite, I feel like you get these little content. It's something else to buy every time. No Man's Sky was a one-time purchase, and then everything was free forever
That's a
after
good
that.
point.
And I haven't kept up the closest with what's going on with Helldivers 2, Baldur's Gate 3. I know their developer, I'd love to be voting for them right now, but I think their developer's like, yeah, we're going to come out with like one update, and then we're done. We're done forever. Don't ask for more. I'll go with No Man's Sky. I got back into it for a short stint there this past year, and they just kept impressing with the add-ons.
Yeah, it's a good point that you make that how, like, I mean, they're just giving them away. You know, you're not paying for anything like with Fortnite. So that is definitely more points for a community experience. All right, next up, Best Ongoing. This is awarded to a game for outstanding development. Yeah, it's different. Of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, or No Man's Sky. This is my one and only chance to vote for Marvel Rivals, so therefore they get my vote.
I will still go with No Man's Sky for all the same reasons, because I feel like this is the damn same thing as the last category with all the same.
It really feels like it is. This is like evolves the player experience over time. I don't know. I think No Man's Sky definitely, if you're talking about a descriptor of what they're doing, the evolution of that game is that, you know, it's not adding. They're not adding little things here and there. Right. Yeah. So that is a good point. All right. Next up, Games for Impact. These are games for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. We have Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wander Stop. My pick for this one is South of Midnight. I really enjoyed that game. I know it got, you know, pushed. It wasn't amazing. It was definitely, you know, a AA game, but it was fun, and the experience was great. And then the message in it, I thought was very well done too. So that's my pick.
I'll go with you there. I remember the trailers for that game, and just the art style made me think I'd like to really play that. Wonder Stop would be a close second for me. But I think, like, if we're talking about the change for social impact or something like that, pro-social meaning or message, I think the message there was like your character has anxiety or something. And I just don't know that that's quite on the same level as South of Midnight.
All right, next up we have innovation in accessibility. Recognizing the software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. The nominees are Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom the Dark Ages, EA Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight. I know nothing about what they're doing behind the scenes to kind of push this vibe, so I don't know.
Yeah, we need a little caption under each one of these that says, like, why are they nominated?
Right. Oh, it actually kind of does have one. There's a thing that says learn about the nominees. And then there is a paragraph for each one talking about what they add to make it more accessible. That's really cool. It's a very long paragraph, so I'm not going to read them all. Okay. But I am going to scroll through with my super eyes like Johnny Five and go with Atomfall.
I'm not going to go with Atomfall because I did play that on Game Pass, and it just didn't feel like there was much of a game there. But I really like the accessibility features of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
What is Atomfall?
It's like a...
Oh, I remember Atomfall now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World War One kind of fighting Roman soldiers with World War One guns.
Yeah, I picked terribly for this one. All right. But I'm locking it in. You're going with Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
I think that's a good pick. That's what I should have picked. All right. Next up, we have Best Performance. We've got Ben Starr from Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Charlie Cox, also from Clair Obscur, Jennifer English, also from Clair Obscur, Erika Ishii from Ghost of Yote, Konatsu Kato from Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker from Indiana Jones. I love Ben Starr. Everything he's in, he crushes. I'm going to go with Ben Starr for this one for me.
Hear me out. I'm going with Troy Baker from Indiana Jones. I said I hated that game. The one thing that did not
Uh-huh.
suck was the voice performance of Indy.
He did a good
And
job.
yeah, and I think it is a lot tougher for him to do an iconic character and pull it off without too much criticism coming up or anything that you'd expect. Um,
Yeah.
versus like doing a new character where there's zero expectation of what that character is supposed to be or sound like or act like.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thought. And Troy Baker crushes everything he ever does, so good for him. Best audio design: Battlefield 6, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, or Silent Hill F. This one is for the best in-game audio and sound design. For me, it's Clair Obscur. I still like, I have things to do in the game, and I went back and I played some more the other day after the nominations came out, and I'm like just listening to everything and the audio, like there's slight, audio things when you need to do like a parry, and it's like it's just subtle, but it's enough to know like when to do it and like all the sounds. So for me, that's my pick.
There's no way I can fairly vote in this without experiencing more of the games. I'll just
Right.
go with what I know. Battlefield 6, that's one where you want to plug in the headphones and you're in a war zone and it's done well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best part about those war games, when when the audio is done right and you can hear the sounds 360 degrees around you. All right, next, best score and music. We got Hollow Knight Silk Song, Hades 2, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Ghost of Yotei, and Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. Again, I love listening to the score and the music from Clair Obscur. Very happy to vote for that one.
I'll go with you on this, having touched none of these.
Yeah, it's the right move. All right, we're getting down to it here. Best art direction. We got Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. Here I go again. It's starting to get a little annoying. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. The art in it, for me, is the best part about the game. I mean, the gameplay is fun, but the way that they built this world with these colors, and the costumes and the imagery and all the characters, like all the whole art is fantastic. I love it. So that's an easy one for me.
I'll go with Ghost of Yotei just because I'm very much into the aesthetic of the ancient feudal Japan, and I know it's more of Ghost of Tsushima, just kind of 2.0, but the visuals of that game make me want to play it more than any other game in this list.
There you go. All right, best narrative. So this is best outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F. I'm going with Clair Obscur on this one again. This one is a little tougher for me because the story, I loved the idea of it. You got this paintress, and like every year, people get taken away that are this age, and it's like, and you got to stop that. And I love that story. But like whenever I see anything about Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, like that story looks so cool, and it looks like a movie, and it looks awesome. So it's like tough. That was like, do I, but I got to go with COE 33, baby.
Yeah, I would go with that. If it were a boring game, boring narrative, we wouldn't be hearing what we have about it. So
True that. All right, best game direction. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. What are you thinking for this one?
it's got to be Clair Obscur Expedition 33, right? and then for the next 4 categories too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think we only have one more category after this.
Yeah.
this is the one where I'm like, I kind of want to give it to Kojima for Death Stranding 2 because, like, you know how he does. He's so focused on the direction and, like, what happens in the game. But, like, why stop now? Clair Obscure, Expedition 33. I think they're going to run away with it. And I really hope so. So that brings us to our game of the year. We have Clair Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance. You know what mine is.
Yeah, I
Clair
keep
Obscure.
scrolling, but I can't find Schedule 1 in here for some reason. I guess I'll go with Clair Obscure then.
All right. Yeah, dude. I knew it from the first 5 hours I put into the game. I said, this is my game of the year. And it hasn't changed from anything that I've played since. Yeah. I kept hoping something else would come up and be the same or even better, and like there has been nothing. I am excited in the next one of our next few shows before the end of the year to talk about our personal games of the year. But for right now, for the Game Awards, yeah, man, I don't see how it doesn't, you know. And I'm really excited to see what happens with that. So, just to add on to all those nominations that we picked, like we kind of got a little taste of like what may or may not happen because the Golden Joystick Awards just happened like a couple days ago. And I just want to say that. So Clair Obscure, they won 7 awards. They tied a record for their game. I think they tied the record, was maybe last year with what was the game last year? Metaphor Refantasio. So I think it might have been that one that they tied. But some categories that they do, and we'll go through this pretty quickly, that are different. I love that they have a category for Best Early Access Game. Repo won that one. They have a category for Best Breakthrough Award. And it made me think of that because Schedule 1 won the Breakthrough Award over at the Golden Joystick. So that's pretty cool, you know. And then they have like they do Console Game of the Year and PC Game of the Year. Console Game of the Year was Ghost of Yote. PC Game of the Year was Hollow Knight Silksong. So it's weird that Clair Obscure didn't win either of those, but they did win their ultimate Game of the Year, the Ugati. So yeah. They also do Streamer's Choice, which is Peak. And then one of the cool categories that they have is Still Playing. So I guess maybe that's like kind of like their ongoing game, but Still Playing. Pokemon Go won in the mobile category, and Minecraft won in PC and console. So yeah, but then Clair Obscure won everything else. So yeah, December 11th is when the Game Awards take place. I'm excited. I'm excited for the awards. I'm excited for the announcements. It's always one of my favorite nights of the year. So we will we'll be talking about that real soon. All right. Let's do a quick run through for the recent Xbox showcase that took place. It was about a half-hour showcase, and they had a ton of gameplay trailers from games that we knew were coming out, some sneak peeks at some other gameplay stuff, and then some new game announcements. I'm just going to run through like the biggest announcements that did took place. One of the first ones was this game called Armistice, and this is from Counterplay Games, the developer that created Godfall. And this game, initially I watched the trailer and I was like, it looks kind of like generic. But then, like, I started seeing more. It's kind of like this very stylish hack and slash game, but it's got guns and nuns. And if you put guns and nuns in the same game, dude, I am in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guns and nuns any day of the week. But yeah, that one was really cool. Stop me if there's anything you want to like add to any of these. I'm just going to run through some of the other ones. We got a gameplay trailer for The Mound, Omen of Cthulhu. This one I know we talked about once before when it was announced, but we actually saw some gameplay. It's one of those survival games. This one's a little more horror-ish with the Cthulhu stuff and zombie creatures running around. That one looked spooky, but a lot of fun if you're into that co-op survival genre. Let's see. Echo Generation 2. Now, I have not played Echo Generation 1, but the trailer for Echo Generation 2 looked cool. It's like this pixel kind of art, but then it's set in the 80s, but this one, it's kind of got like a sci-fi vibe to it. And it had card-based, turn-based battles. I don't know what Echo Generation is. In fact, I actually looked into that afterwards because like it looked cool. But yeah, I don't know. Did you see this one?
Yeah, not much to add there.
Okay. What do you have to add about the highlight of the show for me? Vampire Crawlers, baby. It's a sequel to Vampire Survivors.
Knew you were already into that. Add cards to it. Add flying numbers like Balatro, and I knew, you were probably seizing on the ground looking at that.
Oh my god, it was insane. So yeah, it's like it's got roguelike and deck building in it, and yeah, numbers going crazy. I was very, very excited for that one. They showed off a bunch of stuff for the new 007 game. What about this one, dude? Roadside Research. Now this one, it's like one of those friend slop games, but it's like a simulator. So you're playing as 4 aliens that run a gas station, and it is just like you just run a gas station. You wear like paper over your face, like masks that you can customize. Like it looks so dumb and so much fun. I cannot wait to try this game whenever it comes out in 2026. But yeah, dude, anybody out there, like, go watch the trailer for that one because it looked like the most ridiculous out of all of them. Let's see, what else? We got a release date for Reanimal. Comes out February 13th. I know a lot of people are excited for that one. This one. This was a highlight for me. A game called Erosion. Now this one, it's like this. It's voxel based. Real, like, I don't love the art style of it. But when I started reading, I went to the Steam page and I started reading a little bit more about it after I watched the trailer. Let me just read some of the highlights. So your daughter's been kidnapped by a warlord and dragged into the mysterious living pillar that warps time itself. You're going to get her back. The catch: when you die, the world jumps forward a decade, aging your daughter and changing the world around you. Die in a dungeon, wake up 10 years later. That peaceful farm is now a cultist compound worshipping the great old rooster. That store owner you helped, they've built an empire. Your choices permeate across decades, transforming factions, townsfolk, and entire regions. Once you've mastered full timeline control, you can rewrite every possible future. Explore a massive wasteland overworld where you can join a cult, steal a slick new ride, and gamble your hard-earned cheddar away at the AI casino. Go sand fishing for buried creatures, hunt bounties, try your luck in duels, or just race trucks through the salt flats. Oh yeah, and also, like, there are over 100 different like weapons and skills and modifiers that you can use in the game, and everything in the game is destructible because it's all those little voxels, dude. This is one of those games where I'm like, is this really going to have all this? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I'm excited to see it.
I would play the hell out of this game. It sounds fantastic. In most part, it looks fantastic, but I need one thing. I need a toggle or a slider that makes these characters stop bouncing up and down. Because every time you see 10 characters on screen doing that, it looks like it makes me want to puke.
Yeah, I get that, dude. The thing I hate most about it is some of the aesthetic of that. But overall, I was like, dude, if they could pull this off and really make it seem like a living world where time passes and your choices matter, like that's super cool. I'm very much excited for that one. That's probably the one I'm most excited for out of this list. And then lastly, Raji Kali Yuga was announced. This is a sequel to Raji, an ancient epic. This game looks great. They didn't show much, more of just a teaser, but very, very stylish Indian game. So it's got a lot of that Indian, like the beautiful colors and the the characters from that style of. I don't know if it's based on their things from their culture or whatever, but I never played the first one, an ancient epic. This is really the first I saw of it, but it looks gorgeous. So excited to see more of that one. Anything else from that the showcase that I missed that you wanted to talk about?
Why is Eminem in Hitman?
Oh shit, yeah, dude, I forgot about that. Well, it's Slim Shady versus Eminem too.
Yeah.
Like on top of that,
could we get Marshall Mathers in here too?
no, that's pushing it.
Can't get the licensing to that one.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird. Honestly, dude, like I give it like I don't know 3 months before Eminem is in Fortnite. If he's not already, is Eminem in Fortnite? He's got to be actually.
It seems like he might have been. There might have been like a concert or something in there at one point.
I think now that I mentioned it, is he in Call of Duty? Probably.
Well, he will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj, Snoop Dogg. Why not Eminem? Yeah. The only other thing from this, Clover Pit coming out on Xbox made me look into, is there a PS5 version? Because it seems like same as Ball Pit. I'd love to get on there on console and have some mindless gameplay maybe, but it seems like it's only out for PS4, so I guess I still have to wait.
Yeah. I Clover Pit is. I almost bought it a couple times on Steam because it'd be the perfect Steam Deck game to rock out to, but I haven't. Yeah, having Clover Pit just kind of dropped onto Game Pass was very exciting. That one's been on my wish list for a while. Speaking of Game Pass, then they did also announce November's Game Pass. So the last thing we'll get into here, starting with Fortnite Crew is now included in Game Pass Ultimate. So if you do subscribe to that in Fortnite and you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can unsubscribe in the game and get your 1,000 V-Bucks each month and whatever the hell else that gets you. And then new games to come to Game Pass. Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault, that came out on November 19th. That's a day one game. I played a little bit of the first Moonlighter. It's fun. It's a cool game with like RPG elements, shopkeeping elements, roguelike stuff. And then Culebra and the Souls of Limbo is now on Game Pass Premium. Revenge of the Savage Planet, now on Game Pass Premium. Monsters Are Coming, Rock and Road, came out November 20th on Game Pass. I don't know what the hell this is. A roguelite, Tower Survivor roguelite on wheels. You gather resources and prepare defenses for an ever-moving city. It sounds interesting. I'll check it out maybe. The Crew Motorfest came out on November 20th to Game Pass Ultimate. Banishers Ghost of New Eden is coming November 25th. That's a game I'm very excited to finally check out myself. Kill It With Fire 2, also November 25th. And a surprising one for me here, Marvel Cosmic Invasion is going to be a day one game on December 1st. This one I am very, very much excited for. This is that Marvel beat 'em up with 15 different Marvel characters. And then lastly, Lost Records Bloom and Rage comes out December 2nd to Game Pass Ultimate. So yeah, it's a good month of games, some new games, some that are coming back. And unfortunately, leaving November 30th, Barbie, Project Friendship, Lords of the Fallen, Octopath Traveler 2, and Steam World Build. What are your thoughts on this Game Pass Palooza?
A lot of games, a little bit for everybody. I think, only one or two are calling my name from it, Banishers, just because the premise of that one was interesting. It's like you're playing as like the live half of a couple and bouncing back and forth or something. And then the Crew
Hot.
Motorfest, that's one I've wanted to... I wanted to check out the Crew Motorfest for a while. I've never wanted to spend money on another Crew game, though, because of the way they did the first one. It's like, fool me once, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that one about building a tower defense thing on wheels. That sounds interesting, right?
Yeah. I'd have
Rockin' Road Rage or whatever this shit.
Do my research on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, a big week for Xbox overall. Big week for gamers overall with all of the fun announcements and stuff that came out this week. So, yeah. That's all I got. We're over an hour here. Anything else you want to add before we pack it up?
We better go. The people listening in their cars are sitting in the work parking lot. I'm late. You gotta end it.
I gotta get in there. Old man MacGuffin is really breathing down my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that guy. All right. Well, thanks so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Let us know your thoughts on who you think is going to win at the Game Awards. If you get them all correct, we'll send you out a care package. And it's all just, see those cool things behind Full Clip? Though he's just going to give you those cool statues. He doesn't know about this yet. But, yep. So you just got to send us your pics. You can find us on YouTube at Pop Culture Playground, is the name of the channel. Type in Gaming News Weekly, and then you can watch the show with all the trailers and that sort of things that we talked about. Or if you just want to listen to the audio, anywhere podcasts are found, you can type in GNW, and this show will pop up. Make sure you do hit subscribe so that you have access to it every single morning. Monday mornings when it is ready for your trip to Old Man MacGuffin in the office, just giving you shit about the T-1000 report or whatever. It's Terminator. This is the Terminator world. So yeah, that's all I got. What else?
Nothing else.
All right. This was fun. Thank you so much. We will see you next week with more video game news. Bye-bye.